A very good morning and welcome. It's Jeff Lawton online just before 11 o'clock on Tuesday the 22nd of April. Now before we start, can I just ask you to hit the subscribe button. It's the first day I've posted a video for a while, and if you do want to watch my videos, it's imperative that you hit this button. It's just below, you'll see it says subscribe. This sends you a notification every time I put a video up, so you're not having to keep searching to see if I've done it. You will actually get a notification telling you there's one there. You can jump on and then watch it all straight away. Now I'll try and put as many of these up as I can over the coming weeks, but please let me stress, this channel is not a tipping channel. If you want one of those, they're all over social media showing you people getting out of helicopters apparently, and waving large wads of cash apparently, and flashing fake betting slips as well. And if you want them, as I say, they're all over. But I want to teach you how to bet so that you don't need me or you don't need these other people. You can do it yourself. The old adage of give a man a fish and he will eat well today, but give a man a fishing rod, teach him how to use it, and he will eat well every day, certainly makes a lot of sense. Now, the way I've worked over the last 35 years has never changed. I don't try and be a hero and bet in races that the bookies want me to bet in. I look for the races that I know I am the favourite, and I only play in those races where maybe 2 or 3 can realistically win. It means I have a high strike rate when it comes to betting. Too many people are looking for 12 to 1, 16 to 1 or 20 to 1 winners, and whilst the thought of that sounds great, the long losing runs that you run up will shatter your confidence and will shatter your bank balance as well. I always say pick your battles, which means find the races where the bookies don't have 7, 8 or 9 realistic chances of beating you. Anyway, before we start, if you are interested in knowing about my private service, drop me an email at the email address which is below, jefflawtonmanagement@gmail.com, and that'll tell you what I do, how I do it, and everything else you need to know. Now, there's only one bet up there today, which I put up at 8:30, and when I put it up it was 4 to 1. It's now currently as low as 13 to 8. I'll tell you about this shortly, but it just goes to show getting on at 8:30 as opposed to 11 o'clock can make a whole world of difference in price. There are an average 2 bets per day on the private service, and they're sent to your phone by text every morning at 8:30 a.m. But as I say, drop me an email for more information. So let's get started with today's races, and we'll start at Epsom. Now this is the only meeting at Epsom until the 2-day Derby meeting on the 6th and the 7th of June. And we're going to start in the Derby trial at 2:10, where Aidan O'Brien sends over a nice type in Trinity College, who was placed in a Group 2 and a Group 3 at the back end of last season, before starting the current campaign by winning 2 lengths when he beat horses rated anywhere from 92 to 100. But he is susceptible to improving types, and John Gosden's Devil's Advocate could be just that. On his second start, he demolished 2 next time out winners by an ever extending 7 lengths, and he has to go, it could be in the could be anything category, so we have to put him in there to start with. And although he is expected to improve for today's run, he is fit enough to win if he's good enough. In the 2:45, 3 horses who met at Doncaster's opening meeting in March meet again. They are City of Delight, who won it, Magico, who was second, and Stress Free, who was fourth. Now, City of Delight went up £4 for that. Magico went up £2, and Stress Free, who was fit from hurdling mind, stayed on the same mark. However, if you watch the race, Stress Free was a well-backed favourite. He travelled best of all and didn't get any sort of a run late on. So purely watching the race and adding the extra poundage, he should win. But he is the type that does often find trouble and then needs luck in running, and he could be a risky proposition. In the 3:55, the early money was for the Haggis horse, the King's Falcon, but I know all about the variant horse here, Jackknife, and he's been working like a serious horse. They think he could make up into a pattern class horse, though he has to go and show it first. Now this was the bet I was telling you about that I put out at 8:30 when he was 4 to 1. He is now as low as 13 to 8. At Yarmouth in the 3:33, There is a typical Prescott gamble going on. Requiem had 3 runs as a 2-year-old over 7 furlongs, and in fairness showed very little. But we've seen time and time again that doesn't matter when they go handicapping and raised in trip by Sir Mark Prescott. There's also been money for John Gosden's Keeble Spirit, who had the same obligatory 3 runs, and he produced better figures than the Prescott horse as a 2-year-old. But I like the chances of Peter Chappell-Hyam's Something Splendid, who was having his stable debut last time when dropped in trip. He was outpaced at halfway before staying on and finding trouble twice, and then had to coast home in 3rd. The step up to 10 furlongs is sure to help, and he would be my idea of the winner. In the 4:38, the money has now come for Maelstrom at 15-8. I thought his 3 runs last year looked ordinary, and if he wasn't trained by William Agus, I doubt he would be that price. Harry Eustace trains Coramook in this race, and she leads Time for Sandals in all her work. Now, Time for Sandals was second in last year's Weatherby Super Sprint before getting beaten in the Group 2 Lowther Stakes at York. Before opening this season with another good run, that was 3rd in the Fred Darling Stakes. So for Coramook to get an opening mark of 65, she could be absolutely thrown in here. At Thirsk in the 4:55, Carl Burke runs another Ammo racing horse in Janstein. He trained a winner for them yesterday, and Carl's so far had 6 winners with his 2-year-olds this season, and this would be probably by far the best he's run. There are 5 unraced horses going to post, and Janstein should be too good for the others. But after being available at evens earlier today, is now being smashed into 1-2. In the 5:30, this looks quite a good novice for the track. Taroom was odds on this morning, but whilst he may win, I wouldn't want to back him at the price, because on the figures that I produce, I would have all the front 3 in the market running to exactly the same mark. Now, we know some are going to improve more than others, and I think that's the thing. Whichever is going to find the most improvement will win, because at this point, to me, they're all identical. Now, I'll try and do a video tomorrow, but please hit the subscribe button below. That'll tell you if I do, and if you don't get the notification, you know I haven't put one up. If you are interested in my private service, drop me an email at the address below. And if you want to know more about it, ask me anything horse racing related, drop me an email at jefflawtonmanagement@gmail.com. If you don't and you want to wait for this video at 11 o'clock, which is free, please hit the subscribe button below, as I say, and you'll get a notification when I do it. But thanks very much for dropping by. I will try and put a message up for you tomorrow. Thank you.